Hello and welcome to this week's email, news video, update video. My goodness, doesn't it feel like every day seems to sort of merge into one and time, you lose track of where we are. But another week has gone by. But actually, funnily enough, we're still in the Epiphany season, believe it or not. The season where we remember the gifts offered to Jesus. And I was thinking about that. Here in church, one of our stained glass windows, the one over there, is precisely about that. It's the picture of the wise men bringing the gifts to Jesus. And of course, the gifts, we know them really well, were gold, frankincense and myrrh. It represented what was most costly to the wise men, giving to the infant Jesus. But what struck me this week particularly was that gift of myrrh. Myrrh, of course, was given as a way of embalming the bodies of people who died. And this particular window was actually established following the death of 3 members of the same family within a short period of time. I was thinking about it this week because, of course, on the news we've heard that tragic statistic of how COVID has now brought about more than 100,000 deaths in the UK. And in some ways that hits home particularly for us as a church, because we've had begun to feel that personally with members of our church who have died, and we had Rosemary Harrison's funeral here in church yesterday. We're celebrating God's goodness but also recognising the pain of this season. Well, myrrh of course speaks of death, but it also looks forward to the resurrection, and the Christian message is that we're somehow caught between those two, aren't we? The tension between our pain but also the hope. And this Sunday we'll be thinking about that because we're looking at that amazing I am saying of Jesus. I am the resurrection and the life. But it's a saying that he says in the midst of death, because it's when he is at the tomb of his friend Lazarus, who has very sadly died. So what an extraordinarily poignant passage for us to be looking at this moment. But being in the church also reminds me of the fact that we're longing and praying for the moment when we can welcome people back into church again as congregations, and we're looking for that hopefully as the statistics get a little easier and as COVID rates go down in London in the next few weeks, we'll be bringing people back into church or inviting you to come back in again for the services, starting with small numbers. And we really want to make sure that health considerations are our prime priority, but we're really looking forward to being able to welcome people back in for services shortly, and particularly as we look towards Lent, which comes on the 17th of February, that's Ash Wednesday. We want to be starting a series of midweek services at lunchtimes on Wednesdays, communion services, and we'll begin that on Ash Wednesday and do weekly services all through Lent, an opportunity to connect together in small numbers in the church as well as Sunday. But there'll be more information about that as we go on. In the meantime, I wish you a really, really good and blessed weekend, and look forward to seeing you together on Sunday as we consider that amazing statement of Jesus, I am the resurrection and the life. Have a good day.